Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude. Today we're checking out Ultimate X-Men issue 2 by Peach Momoko. Hisako's journey continues as Peach gives us a little bit more backstory on her and Tsubasa's past. Learning Tsubasa's depression was there for a very long time and Hisako never actually noticed it. I quite like the book opening with her remembering all these times she had together with Tsubasa and kind of remembering how they were good times, but then she starts realizing that the boy was almost telling her what was going to happen to him and what was happening, and his depression was there and he was trying to explain it in a way that she could understand, but she really couldn't, and she never put it together until now, and so she feels responsible for what happened to him. It's a very real moment, and I think everyone has done that through their lives once or twice, where we remember something that happened in the past and we realize it was a little bit different from how we remember it, and realize like, oh, that was actually what was happening at that moment. I know I definitely have had moments like that, and I like that was shown here as a very real human moment for these characters. While Hisako's mind is filled with memories of the past, she is also going about her own life, just picking up eggs for her mother, going to her motorcycle riding classes, and along the way she meets a new character named Mei Igarashi, or as she becomes known, Mei Storm. Mei is kind of an interesting character as she's an original character created by Peach for I think some variant covers or some sort of anime stuff she did a while back, and the idea was that Mei was Storm's student, and I know Peach has gone on record in saying that she would have liked to have Storm appear with this character, or this character appear in something with Storm or in something X-Men related. So I think it's pretty cool that Peach found a way to bring this character back and also incorporate them in a really organic way into Hisako's storyline. And of course, with this new Ultimate Universe, this is probably the perfect place for a character like Mei. It's a new universe and new things can and will happen, so she's like the perfect character for a setting like this. Mei recognizes Hisako from the car wreck from the first issue where she used her powers, and befriends the girl, who thanks to Mei also being a little strange too, asks for help with a mysterious note she was given at the beginning of the issue that tells her to come to a nearby abandoned school. Of course, this is all part of the Shadow King's plan, but Hisako and Mei investigate the school all the same, and Hisako begins piecing things together, planning on stopping the vengeful being before it kills again. The girl's investigation leads them deep into the creepy school, and after running into a security guard, they find the Shadow King, who reveals that he's going to kill the 3 boys who bullied Tsubasa into committing suicide. Peach goes all out with the horror aspects in this section of the book, with awesome looking maggot-faced security guards and creepy school environments. It just looks fantastic, and it just feels so different from just traditional superhero comics and traditional X-Men comics as well. X-Men comics can get pretty weird, but this is just like a whole nother level, and I just love the idea of making X-Men into a Japanese, anime horror sort of thing. Just works, and it just works so well. As they are attacked by the Shadow King, Mei reveals that she too has powers and can conjure up wind and storms, like Storm can. And while she can fight the Shadow King, she can't beat them, since it's Hisako whose armor powers defeat the being. And we actually learned that the Shadow King isn't like what we've seen in other worlds. The Shadow King here is some fat guy who looks like he's using some type of magic and maybe technology to attack Hisako. He's covered in all of these like paper talismans, and he's got like this helmet on with like wires connected to it. It's really quite an interesting take, and I'm intrigued to see how he is tied into the story and who exactly this guy is, if he's able to, I guess, conjure the Shadow King, or maybe he's a mutant as well and this is the Shadow King's form on Earth 6160. Lots of really cool ways they could take the story, and I'm looking forward to where Peach is going to take it. With the inclusion of Mei as well, who's another mutant of course, I think it's really interesting how the first person to treat Hisako as a friend is a fellow mutant. This is like the core of the X-Men right here. This person doesn't care about Hisako's social standing, who she's been associated with in the past and everything, like a lot of people have in this book and that we've seen in issue 1 as well. And this is like the core of what the X-Men are about. They're a group of outcasts and people who society have turned their back on or shunned, and they come together as their own family. And Peach is building that wonderfully around Hisako here by introducing Mei, and I imagine we're going to be getting more characters as well until they form, I guess, their their own X-Men team or their own sort of little team of mutants, which will be really cool. But I really like that idea, and I like that it also adheres to sort of manga and anime tropes as well, where you see that happen where like outcast characters come together in their own little groups and become their own families. It's wonderful. Ultimate X-Men's story continues to keep me engaged and on the edge of my seat. The pacing is fantastic, and the introduction of some new mutants feels natural and is building on Hisako's personal journey in a thoughtful way, keeping the core idea of what makes X-Men great while also doing something genuinely different with these characters. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10.